Hello everybody and welcome back again to another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. So, in the last episode, we started doing Josephine's companion mission. We didn't manage to finish it because I need to do a war table operation and I had no more free advisors. Or actually, I did have one because it seems like I forgot to send Liliana on a new mission. I noticed that after ending the recording. But apparently Liliana can't do this mission anyway. So I just sent her on a different mission, the one that I had reserved for her for Dagna. So that one should be finished by now as well. And while doing that, I actually noticed something, and I would like to test that theory first thing. So it seems that, you know, when I enter the war room and then look at some unfinished mission first, like, I don't know, the DLC for example, my advisors usually start talking very quickly. So let's see
The
if
city
this...
has agreed to send us 5 dozen guardsmen.
Not raw recruits. With luck, they'll know which end to grip a sword by.
Yeah, so they really seem to start talking almost right away. They don't really do that when I look at the completed missions first, which I normally do. So maybe I should just, you know, whenever I enter the war room, look at some random unfinished mission first so that I can trigger some party banter. Because, I mean, it's not really possible to trigger normal companion banters, but if you can at least trigger the war table banter, that would be nice. Anyway, let's have a look at the finished missions now. This is the one for Dagna. Arcanist Dagna was supplied with remnants of exposures to the rifts and the fate, and she has done something. It is perhaps best to contain her efforts to the undercroft from now on. Well, apparently she didn't blow up Skyhold, and I got a schematic for Bianca for this. Very nice. And Revenge of the Merchants Guild. Tetris. Are you still skipping out on meetings? You'd have a copy of this already if you showed up once in a while. Not that I mind. I'm happy enough to trade you a worthless piece of parchment for 1,000 crown debt. Jarek. A note has been added to the bottom in another hand. Message deciphered. Translation follows. My name is Varric Tetris, and I'm a Bronto-licking backstabber who steals customers. That is an interesting hidden message. Scrivener. Hard and high tone, a worthy dwarf. Alright. Interesting. And yeah, I think I just had Cullen to gather some resources. Okay, before I do anything else, let's have a look at that mission for Josephine. Which is this one, and apparently only she can do it, alright. Inquisitor, we must have an Orlesian judge sign papers formally requesting we elevate the Du Paraquets into nobility. I have approached Judge Alt, who's requested a party of Inquisition soldiers meet him in the Frostback for a hunting expedition. Some sort of rare spider as big as a horse, the judge was telling me, lives inside the caves a few days west of Skyhold. He would like an honor guard who knows the mountains to show him the way. Send some scouts and officers to accompany him, and Judge Alt will happily sign the paperwork we require. Josephine. Well, this isn't too bad, I guess. We can accommodate that person, I guess. The commander has kindly found some soldiers he can spare to accompany Judge Alt's hunting party. Alright.
Let us begin.
16 minutes. So, okay, this is a continuation of the previous one. I still have 2 over here. Yeah, this is a complicated one. And I usually like to use Josephine for these sorts of things. Maybe we can just do this first of all. Nightingale. The last Venatori have left the ancient laboratory in the wake of the Inquisitor's attack. We can be sure that secrets have been left behind, those of the Venatori, the ancient Tevinters, or both. We should not allow the desert to bury them. Fisher. There are Chantry scholars eager to see these ruins. We could salvage artifacts and earn their gratitude all at once. We have agents capable of disarming whatever traps and tricks remain and bringing back valuables. Alright.
Inquisitor.
And I'm not sure if... Well, Cullen doesn't doesn't have any interest in that mission either. So I guess he can just collect resources again. Yeah, sure. Let's send him here again. There we go. Okay, and now we have to wait for about 15 minutes for Josephine to return. So let me just make a cut here and I'll bring you back once Josephine has returned. Alright, I am back and so is Josephine. Actually, they all should be back because it's been a while. I've been doing some other stuff while my advisors have been busy. So let's see. Yeah, let's have a look at Josephine. And no, first of all, let's look at an unopened mission to see if we can trigger some party banter from them. I need to remember doing that whenever I come here. And let's see if they have something to say.
Is Knight Captain Ryland satisfied with his post?
It's not an easy assignment, but if anyone can handle the approach, it's him.
Yeah, that is really quite a crappy assignment, to be honest. Like, literally the end of the world. But yeah, it seems to be quite reliable, you know, looking at a mission and they start talking. Okay, now let's have a look at our finished reports. Inquisitor, Judge Alt has signed the papers we need to present the du Paraquets as nobility again. There's now only one step left. A royal minister must ratify them. Oh dear, another step. Please come see me when you have a chance. The judge passes on his compliments, by the way. Apparently the hunt was a marvelous bit of sport, and our soldiers acquitted themselves bravely against something called a screaming man-eater. The infirmary reassures me the injured will make a full recovery. Oh dear, okay. At least nobody died, I guess. Right, this is just some more resources. And we have this one over here. The less said about that place, the better. It is done. The tools are enclosed. Let the Sands have that place now. Alright, alright. So, yeah, maybe I should go speak to Josephine now before I do anything else at this table. And just to see what I'm supposed to do next. Alright, Josephine, we have the judge's favor.
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
Yeah, what's our next move?
What's the next favor we need to get these du Paraquets a lordship?
We must persuade Minister Belize to ratify the papers. She's in charge of these matters of rank. The minister will be at a small fete thrown by the Marquis Wiscott. I'll get you an invitation.
Okay. Yeah, I almost was afraid of that. We have another war temple operation. Alright, let's quickly go back and assign somebody to that. Oh dear, Josephine. This is really complicated. So let's see. Speak with Minister Belize at party. Ambassador Montelier, forgive the late reply. Wonderful as it is to hear from you, I have just ridden from trouble in the Dales.
This morning.
Okay. I have just ridden from trouble in the Dales. The civil war has made managing my holdings even more difficult. It would be much easier if I had the ear of the Council of Heralds, but alas, fortune has left me poor in that regard. The Inquisitor is always welcome at one of my humble fetes. I only regret that it may not be as grand as I would like. Please, dear lady, promise me you will warn her worship that my preoccupation will preclude a richer evening with my guests. With deep regard, Marquis Wiscott. So I have to go to some party now. Well, Freya is absolutely thrilled at that prospect. But, I mean, the things you do for your friends, right? The Marquis is clearly fishing for an introduction to the Council before you attend his party. I'll arrange one. Alright.
Let us begin.
And that's another 60 minutes we have to wait. Yeah, I think I will just send the rest on resource gathering missions. And... oh wait, we still have the dwarven one over here.
Did you see the message I sent? Yes, thank you.
Hard in Hightown, a worthy dwarf. Ruffles Nightingale and various agents named after crummy jobs. Thanks for looking into this bullshit mess for me. Based on what you've told me, there's only one person I can think of who specifically uses Brontolic as an insult and also can't write Worthy Damn. Worthy, an acquaintance of mine from Kirkwall. I think I actually know that guy. Vaguely. Although, why he'd do all this, I have no idea. I owe you all drinks, Varric. We should give this information to the Kirkwall guard. They'll want to arrest Worthy. We should capture Worthy ourselves and question him about how he infiltrated Skyhold. Yeah, I actually think that isn't such a bad idea. Let's do
see
this.
What we have.
And yeah, the diplomatic one has to wait a while. You know, I think I could actually unlock the last 2 regions here, so I have more options to gather resources. Liberate Emprise de Lyon. My dearest Josephine, the hills of Emprise de Lyon are in peril. A maidservant recently returned from visiting an uncle in Sarnia spoke of gruff, helmeted men about the village's quarry, and the appearance of strange red crystals in the fields close by. I suspected red lyrium and sent men to investigate, but the bridges leading to the area had all been destroyed. The Red Templar's handiwork, I wager. If we do not act quickly, all of the Highlands may be lost. I wish I bore fairer tidings, my dear. My warmest regards to your family. I pray for the quelling of these winter winds of chaos, that we may meet again in springtime. Your truest friend and ally, Edouard Desjardins. Okay, yeah, sure, let's unlock this, but I'm not going to go there anytime soon, because there are many other places that I need to visit and finish first. But just for the additional resource gathering we can do this, I guess. Reboke through to Sarnia, and lead Scout Harding is with the vanguard sent to establish an Inquisition camp. Her early reports indicate that the red lyrium is spreading. Cullen. Alright, yeah, not now. And I think this is the last area. Stop Venatori activity in the west. Liliana spies have discovered orders from the Venatori's high-ranking commanders. A large number of mages are traveling westward to excavate something of great value to our cause. The Inquisition must find whatever its enemies are searching for. The region is vast, but Liliana is ready to put her network to use in tracking down Corypheus minions. The Venatori are sending some of their best scholars into the wilderness. Let us discover precisely where they are hiding. Alright. The Venatori are camped in a place known as the Hissing Wastes. They're working their slaves to death, digging old buildings out from the sand. The Inquisition should step in quickly, because if it doesn't, I'm going to bash the Venatori's heads in, and you need a new scout, lead Scout Harding. Yeah, like I said, I have other stuff to do, but I will eventually do this. Okay, yeah, why not send Cullen to gather some resources in the meantime? Metals, yes, I am always for some new metals. And yeah, I'm going to leave this place for now, and then I will wait for Josephine to return again, and I hope this is going to be the last of these war table operations that I have to do for her. So yeah, I'll bring you back once Josephine has returned from her mission. And I'm back again, and I waited a bit longer again, so all my advisors should be back as well. So let's have another look at this and see what Josephine has accomplished. And let's hope we can finally finish this quest for her. Right, and yeah, before I do anything else, let's open an unfinished mission so we can hopefully trigger some more banter.
The Darkspawn have been driven back on the Storm Coast.
Let us pray they do not return.
Yeah, that seems to work pretty reliably. So very good thing that I've noticed that. Yeah, maybe let's look at Josephine's mission first. Inquisitor, I have the time and place of the Marquis' party. You must find a way to speak with Minister Belize privately about ratifying the Du Paraquet's return to nobility. It is the last step we need. Okay, the last step. She holds the success of this entire endeavor in her hands. Alright. And some leatherite, very nice. And this is a one for Varric. Nightingale, we removed the dwarf from his home in Hightown. He had another manuscript in progress, which we burned, doused in acid and threw into the sea. Apparently, he has a beef with Varric for setting up the champion of Kirkwall with another rune crafter. He ranted about better beards and true dwarfs, and then declared himself the greatest writer in Thedas, at which point Fletcher laughed so hard she started choking. The dwarf is a menace. And he claimed he didn't send a note to Skyhold. Cooper. Well, very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I remember that dwarf now. He was standing at the marketplace in Hightown, I believe, and you could buy runes from him. I wasn't aware that Varric has been responsible for setting Juno up with another rune crafter, but I think you could actually order them from your home at some point, so I guess this must have been the reason. Okay, fair enough. Well, that was an interesting mission. Okay, and now that we have all my advisors available again, why not finally deal with this problem over here? So, there's a contender to rival the alliance with the Thebalds. Lady Richelieu sent the following letter. The de Rosiers are a stubborn threat. The most efficient way to deal with them is to nullify with social alliance, but the only pairing of import is unavailable because the Thebald daughter has betrothed herself elsewhere. She has the luxury of such wasteful pairing because of the Inquisition bearing the weight in this partnership. Our hands are tied. You face the difficult task of attacking the status of de Rosiers unless you were to demand that task of the Thebalds. If their investment were more taxing, they would be more inclined to an arranged match for the daughter, and that is well-respected currency in Orlais. I have lost completely track of this mission, to be honest. I cannot claim it will be popular, but it would hardly be unusual for an allied partner to ask for such a concession. Such is the way of the nobility. And Lord de Rosier's good name. His way is honorable conflict. With careful words he will be powerless before he steps in court. Yeah, like I said, I think Freya feels about this mission basically the same way I do, that she doesn't understand what's going on anymore, and that she just delegates everything to Josephine because she is a diplomat. So let's just do it again.
Let us begin.
There we go. This is your work. And yeah, I think there isn't any other mission left, so I'm just going to send my remaining advisors to gather resources. We should search the silverite mines and look for other metals in the area. Alright?
To work.
That's fine. And maybe Liliana can find something in the hissing waste for us. Let our forces concentrate on gathering what herbs we can find. Alright.
Inquisitor.
So, and now let's see what we can do about Josephine's mission. I mean, how much longer can this take? Go to the Marquis' party. Okay. So where would I have to go for that? Oh, of somewhat fallen fortune. Josephine attempted to reinstate her family as a trading power. Yes, this is where we need to go. Alright, yeah, let's do this right away. Travel to location. And yeah, sure. Let's bring a party with me, I guess. There we go. And let's see if we can't actually finish this.
Thank you for seeing me in private, Minister Belize.
I chastise you for taking me from the party, Inquisitor, but the Marquis throws such dull affairs, it's hardly worth it. I assume you wish to discuss your petition to elevate these du Paraquets to a minor lordship. Tell me, Why should I allow you to pollute the Orlesian nobility any further than it's already been muddled?
Well, maybe you would like to win a favor from me, hmm?
Surely, even a minister could do worse than have the Inquisition in her debt.
I am a well-positioned woman. I require something more concrete than vague promises of future gifts. And do not attempt to charm me. I am far too old to tolerate it. What can you possibly provide that will make your petition worth my effort?
Well, let's see. The Inquisition army. Connections beyond Orlais. Valuable information. I'm not sure if she needs an army. I would guess she probably has connections beyond Orlais as well. But maybe she can use some information. I mean, that seems like a good currency in Orlais, right?
Information. Unless you believe your sources better than agents of the Inquisition.
Normally, I wouldn't trust your discretion. But the left hand of the divine is working for you,
Right.
is she not? Sister Leliana is a resourceful woman. I could certainly make use of her talents. Very well, Inquisitor. Should you fulfill this bargain, I shall raise the Duparakets into lordship.
Alright. So did we finally manage to get this done? Okay, apparently we're returning to Skyhold anyway. Speak with Josephine. Alright, alright. Let's do this. Ah. Let's hope this is all worth it. Alright, Josephine. What do we have to do now?
I must return to Valrayo to see that everything is in order. Please join me when you can.
Meet Josephine in Valroyo? Okay. Okay. Sure, why not? This mission requires so much traveling. I mean, this must have taken months in real time. I mean, just the many times that I traveled back and forth between Skyhold and Valroyo must have been weeks. So, let's see. Okay. And I somehow feel that I'm not going to lead a party for this, so let's just go there alone. Alright, Josephine. She's somewhere over there.
Then the Maker said, "To you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an
Yep, that's her. Ooh. This doesn't actually do anything. Alright. Okay, Josephine, is everything alright now?
I received a letter from the House of Repose, Your Worship. They acknowledge their contract is null and void. There is no longer a price on my life.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you're safe.
I'm glad you don't have to live your life looking over your shoulder anymore.
I regret we were forced to deal with them, that you were endangered by my part in the game. Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer?
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy.
Yeah.
Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
So, how did you come to that?
What made you interested in becoming a bard?
I was attending a university in Valroyo when I learned about bards. There was such an air of romance about them. Stories of secrets, trysts, and fascinating people. A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this exciting life was for us.
Yeah, somehow I can't imagine you doing that. You're just too, I don't know, nice.
You seem a bit steady for such an outgoing lifestyle.
The life of an entertainer didn't suit me at all. During one particular intrigue, I encountered a bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. Both of us terrified. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard drew a knife, and I pushed him away from me. You can imagine the result.
Well, yeah, I guess it was self-defense.
You were only defending yourself.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. We'd attended parties together. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuffling like a common thug, I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
Yeah, probably no one merciful.
He seemed willing enough to murder you for the game.
Perhaps. I feel I'm the last to judge whether or not he would have actually used the blade. In all the commotion... forgive me, I don't believe I ever thanked you for helping me with this.
The Inquisition needs you. Yeah, sure, you saved your family with it as well.
Hold on to it. Don't lose sight of why you came here.
I will never forget you helped save the House of Montilier, Inquisitor. And should you ever visit Antiva, stories of the welcome we'll give you will be told for years.
Yeah, once all of this is over, I should visit. Oh, I actually leveled up from this. Alright, so apparently we actually managed to finish this mission. And you know, after what she told me right here, I'm actually glad that I went the long, complicated, long-winded route and didn't use Liliana's fast but ruthless approach, because I really think that Josephine wouldn't have liked it that much if I did it that way, considering that story with the bard. And oh, look at that, there is something for me to read. Let's do this. The Randy Dowager Quarterly. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I already picked up some of those. Anyway, yeah, I think we can just go back to Skyhold. No, there isn't really anything that I need to do here. I mean, I could check the shops again, but I don't have that much money anymore because I recently went back to the Black Emporium and bought a medium armor schematic. I could have bought a heavy one as well, a tier 3, but Freya doesn't really need a better armor. I mean, she's already unkillable, such as she is. So I figured my rogues could maybe use some new armor. Anyway, let's go back to Skyhold. And yeah, there are one or two small things that I wanted to do, and maybe we can find somebody to talk to fill the rest of this episode, because it's a bit late to do something else. First of all, I guess I could try to speak to Josephine again now that this is over. Oh yeah, but I wanted to check on Sutherland and see if he has a new mission for us.
I know.
All right.
Then you were off the walls. Voth hit him with fire and I got him around the side.
You were very dashing. Cleaved him good.
Couldn't let him get near you. Either of you. We're a team. Better, we're an adventuring company. Oh shit, we're a company!
Well, apparently this worked out well for you.
Inquisitor, you should have seen it. Darkspawn. We put your flag in the center of their bloody lair and held it.
Isn't he good? He's very good.
We are better than good. We'll prove we're an adventuring company of the Inquisition. Your company, Inquisitor. I said I'd pay you back, and I will.
Alright, a crew of ambassadors operation available. So yeah, this got me a new operation. Okay, maybe you want to speak to Trem again?
Your worship?
Let me find a better angle here. I think this was actually new. Tell me about yourself.
I wanted to talk about you, if that's all right.
You know, I'm from Tevinter. Wasn't a slave, but even citizens have it rough if they're not mages. I was a soldier, but women joined the ranks under a different program. When they found out I was passing, it got ugly. I ran, met Bull near the border, and ended up here. Not a life I'd wish on everyone, but it'll do.
So how did you end up leaving?
You said you left Tevinter when they discovered your secret.
Women are allowed to serve, but only in certain ranks and disciplines. I was up for promotion, but the healer I'd bribed to sign off on my physical had to tend to a sick magister. When the replacement healer saw what was or wasn't in my paths, he made threats. It was slavery or death, so I knocked him out and ran.
And how did you get away?
I'm surprised you escaped from the Tevinter Imperium so easily.
It's not like I lived in Minrathas. I was in Trevis, not far from the Navarran border. It helped that I was being chased as a deserter, not a runaway slave. Slave hunters only get paid for what they catch. They're efficient bastards.
And passing is illegal?
It's against the law to pass as a man.
It's a crime to lie on an imperial application for service. Would have been a heavy fine or slavery. For 10 silvers, the healer said he'd tell the Tribune I was sick in the head. Some pity for the mad little girl. That was when I hit him. I'd served for a few years. I was good at hitting.
Alright. So what is the winter life like?
What's Tevinter like for a citizen? Someone who isn't a slave or a mage?
I'm of the Separati. Citizens who aren't mages. Mages are in charge and everyone knows it. But a wealthy merchant can have an easy life. At the low end, people just try to stay out of slavery. My father was a tailor. I joined the army after the imperial slaves drove him under.
How did they do that?
How did slaves drive your family out of business?
My father made shirts, aprons, that kind of thing. Nothing fancy. One of the magisters had a pet project to prevent the poor from dying of cold in the winter. Nice, right? He had imperial slaves making simple peasant clothes and selling them for almost nothing. That magister's nice idea put out slave-made clothes at prices my father couldn't match.
Yeah, I can imagine that competing against slave labor is a little bit difficult. Yeah, lovely.
It's difficult to compete with someone who doesn't get
Yeah.
paid.
Right.
That's Tevinter. My father sold himself into slavery. He's one of the Servus Publicus, the Imperium-owned slaves now.
So, and why do you pass?
Why did you decide to live as a man?
I didn't decide anything. I've been like this my whole life. My parents wanted me to marry up. They tried to find me a nice merchant's son. Every day, put on a dress, look into my father's shaving mirror and just hate myself.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if probably not. What did your family think?
How did your family react when you started?
My mother wanted to throw me out. She said if I didn't marry well, I was dooming the family to slavery. She was happy to take the money I set as a soldier, though. Not that it mattered in the end. My father. When I was little, he'd angle his mirror down so I could pretend to shave, just like him. He never said anything, but I think he knew.
Would you change with magic? Yeah, apparently there is blood magic that can maybe do that? I don't know.
If you had the chance to use magic, would you change all the way?
What? No. I don't want any magic like that within 10 yards of my body. When I was younger, I don't know. Everyone has silly dreams. In Tevinter, dreams like that get you killed. Bull helped me make a good life. Nice armor and a well-placed sock, and I'm happy.
Alright, fair enough, fair enough.
We'll talk later.
Alright, that's interesting. And yeah, I totally didn't realize that. Could have fooled me. I mean, his voice is a little bit higher than you would expect, but it wasn't really that unusual, so I did notice that. So, right, I wanted to speak with Dagna because we finished that one mission for her, the war table operation. So maybe she has something to say about that. Right, Dagna, we got you some samples
Where'd you
and
learn to
stuff.
hammer? Thank you for your investment in my investigations, Inquisitor. I've learned
Yes.
something, I think. I don't know.
So, you investigated the Fade.
What have you learned? Did you find out about the Fade?
I got a scraping that was cleaned off you, and it's weird. And the other rift bits, they're weird. It's just weird. I said weird, right?
Answers, Dagna.
Delirium and the Fade, linked. But dwarves and Tranquil, not linked. But they work lyrium, so they are. Somehow.
Uh-huh.
There's something there. I was face deep in a rune, and for a moment, I was tall. Really tall. And I thought all the thoughts.
So you were really tall.
You felt taller? How much taller?
Like mountain tall. Or I was the mountain. But I was moving. I felt dizzy. You know what I remembered? Watching a Shaperate carve the wall of memory, except big. Isn't that weird? Maybe there were fumes.
And you thought all the thoughts.
What do you mean when you say thought all the thoughts?
I don't know. As if for a moment I was around all my people, and my thought was all of theirs.
Your thoughts were their thoughts?
No, my thought was all of our thoughts, like parts. Ugh, words are mush. Maybe that's what the stone feels like. Or we think it feels like. If we think it feels. Creepy.
You're not making much sense, Dagna. So what's the link with no link?
So Tranquil and dwarves are linked to lyrium, but also not linked.
Like the lyrium needs to flow, but if you're part of it, it takes you with it. So you can't be part of it. That makes me sad. I'm not sure why. It seems like we should be part of it. Whatever it is. Or maybe we're the ones who make it happen. Whatever it is. You know what's frustrating? Answers that aren't answers. Blah.
Yeah, right. Keep at it.
Keep investigating, and let me know what you find.
I tried to make it happen again, but it wouldn't. Then I had a headache. And cocoa and a lie down. I'll keep at it. It's weird. Oh, and I made a rune. It's weird too. Be careful with it.
Okay. Do you have
Ready
anything
for
else to
anything,
say?
Inquisitor?
All
I'll
right.
see you later,
very
Dagna.
much.
I can't wait.
Okay. Apparently
Where's my
something happened when she did that, and I don't understand what it is. Okay, maybe let's check by Josephine and see if she has something else to say about what has happened. And I think then we can probably end the episode. Right, Josephine.
A pleasure.
I had more personal questions. Have I asked these already? I don't know. Let's ask them. Tell me about Antiva. So, who's in charge of Antiva?
Who rules Antiva?
Officially, the Principality of Antiva is governed by His Majesty King Fugelno II. In reality, Antiva's merchant princes rule the country in everything but name. Quite loudly, I might add.
Alright. Is that first-hand experience?
What sort of dealings did you have with these merchant families?
As ambassador, I attended Privy Council meetings in a mediatory capacity. May I just say, one has never heard an argument until they've sat in on 15 princes howling down each other's tariff suggestions.
Yeah, that sounds infuriating.
I'd storm out of any meeting that came to that.
Yeah.
It would be fitting. Dramatic exits are always a favorite. It's all a part of life in Antiva. Our traditions value passion and romance. A certain exuberance of style.
You're not very exuberant. Well, I don't know.
Are you positive you're Antivan?
I can be most exuberant when it's called for. Just at the right moments. And
course.
in a proper fashion.
Of course.
Might we speak of something else?
Yeah, tell me more about Antiva. What's living in Antiva like?
What's the land like in Antiva?
The settled areas are quite lush. The vineyards run as far as the eye can see in some places. Antiva City, however, perches right up against the Rialto Bay. That's what I miss most. The sea crashing against the maze of the docks.
So, you spent time there?
I have difficulty seeing you wandering around a trading port.
Everyone in Antiva City spends time by the ships, my lady. The finest restaurants and poets all make their habitation by the sea. The waterfront's never still. Lanterns are lit along the promenade no matter what the weather.
And do you miss Antiva?
Are you ever homesick?
Occasionally. When a breeze stirs the trees in the garden, I sometimes pretend it's the sound of the surf. Do you know, I even miss those terrible squawking birds infesting the harbor. My youngest sister used to throw whole loaves of bread to the gulls. Silly thing.
Alright, so yeah, what's your past with Liliana?
You haven't really gone into detail about how you know Leliana.
We met... let me think. We met the last few years of my schooling, but we became friends after I became ambassador to Olay. It seems terrifyingly long ago now.
And what prompted the reunion?
How exactly did you and Leliana reconnect in the Inquisition?
I discovered my family had been overcharging a merchant we traded with for months. Our name carries a great deal of trust in Antiva. I spent weeks arranging a string of favors as suitable recompense. Apparently satisfied, the merchant extended me an invitation to her estate. Leliana greeted me in place of the merchant.
She overcomplicates things. Yeah, she sometimes does. But yeah, it does sound like her.
I assume there was more to it than a strange way to say hello.
It was a test of sorts. Leliana claimed she needed someone of painful integrity for the Inquisition. I accepted, once she finally explained what it was.
And are you still friends?
Do you remain close?
Yes, but she's grown so much more distant than the outgoing woman I met in Valroyo. Leliana used to wander the Orlesian courts, singing the sweetest songs, charming the greatest wits. Now she collects secrets and takes risks that would make empires tremble. I worry, but she will not hear it.
Yeah, she really has changed a lot and not always for the best. You talk often then?
Does Leliana confide in you?
She enjoys revisiting our more disastrous adventures. Leliana used to concoct the most ridiculous plans. Run if you ever see her with a twine ball, a measuring stick, and a handkerchief.
Okay. So what's your family like?
Tell me about the Montiliers.
Well, my parents are alive and in good health. They live in our estate in Antiva City. Of my 4 siblings, most attend to the running of the family vineyards. That reminds me, I must ask someone to make sure Yvette attends the spring reception at the palace. My youngest sister has no head for social engagements.
And why are you arranging it?
Why are you overseeing your siblings' social lives?
It's Antivan custom. After a certain age, the heir apparent runs the family's estate to prove they're worthy of succession. If you're unfit for the task, the heads of the house, usually one's parents, may decree a new heir.
Alright. Then what do the heads do?
What do these Antivan heads of the households do if they don't run it?
They work and provide guidance. I've taken advice from my parents. Well, mostly mother. Father's more of an artist. It's rather gauche, but we never can dissuade him from running his own salons. Between him and my siblings, mother's looking forward to my taking over the estate.
Yeah, where do you find the time to do all of that?
Can you run your family's business and be the Inquisition's ambassador?
I won't let it interfere with the quality of my work for the Inquisition, I assure you. But managing the estate is my duty. As much work as it is, I will not shirk it.
Well, I wasn't trying to imply that you neglect your duties here. Yeah, you sound determined.
Is running your family's estate that important to you?
I'm responsible for their welfare. A Montilier never shuns their familial duty. Taxing as those duties can sometimes be.
But I guess you'd never let them go, right?
I think you're too finicky to give those responsibilities to the rest of your family.
You don't know them. But Lorien in charge, or Antoine, or Yvette? No, truly. It must be me.
Alright, and where did you grow up?
Where were you raised, Josephine?
I was born in Antiva City, but when I turned 15, Mother declared I'd attend finishing school in Valroyo. But I bawled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
That's too funny.
Did they have to pry your fingers off the doorframe as well?
Admittedly, I may have been a trifle sheltered, but my mother only wanted the best for me. Living in Orlais was an education in itself.
And what was the school like?
What did you learn at this finishing school in Valroyo?
Among other things, mathematics, rhetoric, poetry, history, logic, and a great deal of etiquette. I still remember Madame Beventir's switch on my knuckles when I forgot the basic tenets of Nevaran dining customs. For a dowager approaching her 80th year, she had quite the arm.
And what did you think of Orlais?
How did the younger you like Valroyo when you arrived?
Have you ever stepped into a new city and felt the buildings couldn't possibly be real? That was Valroyo to me. So beautifully foreign, I gaped at its spires for months.
They're not in Antiva.
Does Antiva City have nothing that compares to Valroyo?
Antiva City is a jewel among the capitals. But I did not appreciate that before I traveled. There are multitudes of places I'd like to see. Seheran, the Anderfels, whatever lies past the Amaranthine Ocean.
All right. I think that's enough
Let's
talk
speak
for
later.
now.
Another time.
That was actually quite an extensive talk to Josephine. So yeah, I think we can call this an episode. I need to cut together the different parts of it because of all the interruption that I had to make. But we finished another companion mission, and I think it's time that we get some other stuff done in the next episode. So I will leave Skyhold again and maybe try to finish the Exalted Plains or something like that. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you again next time.